Hello everybody. Today I am going to resin the top of this little table top that I poured a few weeks ago. It has these cleats on the bottom, which I left on because I wasn't sure I could get them all back in the right spot. So what I have here is all my supplies that I need to do that. I have a level to make sure everything's level. I have a mixing cup and silicone scraper, a scale, some masking tape so I can prepare the bottom, and some resin. I'm using the Amazing Clear Cast resin, and I've used it once before. This is my second time to resin something. But the stuff I had was so old I went ahead and bought new. And some plastic to cover my work surface, and gloves, and a scale, because from what I have read and all of other people have told me is that you really want to make sure that you get exactly equal parts to the hardener and the resin when you measure it and mix it. And so I have the instructions right there, and I'm going to follow them. And I have extra gloves in my pocket in case I need that. I figured I'd use the kitchen counter because it's level already and it's going to be pretty free today. And it's a little warmer up here, upstairs, than downstairs in my studio. So I'm going to get started. First I'm going to tape the bottom of the table so that any drips that harden on there, I'll be able to get them off. So I will get back with you. I will let you watch me do this. For this, my calculations said 14 ounces, so I'm going to do 7 ounces each. .09. This stuff pours faster. Part B pours faster. 7.09. Got it. It does say you're supposed to clean up immediately. So anytime I'm spilling this stuff, I'm wiping it up. The towels, cleaning it as well as I can. The table I'm doing, I found at a garage sale really cheap, so I thought it would be kind of a fun experiment. Now I need to stir it for 3 minutes, very thoroughly. Hey Google, set a timer for 3 minutes.
Okay, 3 minutes. Starting now.
Now as you start to mix it, it gets cloudy. And you want to scrape the sides and the bottom and make sure it gets very carefully mixed. See, here's what I'm getting so far. Sorry, I'm left-handed and I'm putting my hand in front of the camera, huh? It's got a lot of air bubbles in there, but I'm going to torch those. That's 3 minutes. Hey Google, thank you. So this has a workability time for 45 minutes, so I don't have to rush. The instructions said that over wood surfaces to go ahead and put a thin coat so that it can fill in the pores, because more air bubbles will form. So we'll see how that works. And it is self-leveling, so as long as my surface is level, I should be okay. And some is going to run off the sides, and this edge is another thing I was kind of concerned about. So it says you can brush it on, and I'm just scraping a little bit here, and then I'm going to go over it. I'm just going to do it like I tilted this when I painted it. I'm looking forward to how this is going to come out. Sorry, I'm reaching in front of you again. I think what's made me hesitate to resin this, do anything with resin so far was the edges. But everybody seems to indicate that it does just fine. So as long as you prepare your edge beforehand, because it's going to make little droplets on the bottom side, so you want to be careful with that. Okay, so now I'm going to pour the rest of it in the center and then kind of tilt it around. The calculations I did were for something square, so I'm pretty sure I have way more than I need, because this obviously doesn't have corners, but considering this is my first time doing something of any size, you know, a good size, then I really didn't want to risk it. Sorry, I'm going to get better at doing videos, pausing in the middle of my sentences because I start thinking before I actually get done with my thought, thinking about something else. Okay. I don't know if you can see all the air bubbles in there, but there are some. You generally want to raise your surface up so that it's not touching your work area. And the reason I picked this big container was because those cleats on the bottom are in odd spots, so I couldn't really I really couldn't do like 4 cups or something like that. And when I poured it, I used a little plastic disposable container, and that worked really well, as long as the surface was large enough to support it. Guys, I'm so excited about this. I can't wait till this cures and I can show you the final result. I had intended to mix glitter in this, but I forgot. I'm so excited about starting to record videos that I still am learning how to kind of plan and put all this together. Please give me any feedback on this. I'm sure some of you experienced crafters with resin or artists with resin would have some very helpful hints for me. I'm glad I'm wearing gloves. I did just pour some on my skin. The directions said if you get it on your skin to wash it with soap immediately. Just got this one more edge to get. That's why I'm wearing clothes that I don't care if I hurt them. If I'm not mistaken, this should self-level at about 1/8 of an inch, which is fine because I didn't really want it too thick. I really don't want to, I mean, over time, no matter what resin you have, it's going to yellow if it's in direct sunlight. I'm thinking I'm not going to keep this in direct sunlight. I haven't decided where I'm going to put it yet. There we go. I think I'm done. And I did get some on my skin, so let me clean that up real fast and swap gloves. Another great reason to do this in the kitchen. I did have a lot of runoff, so, and like I said, I was pretty sure I did too much. So now I'm going to torch this to get the air bubbles out. A lot of them I can see have escaped, which is good because I was kind of concerned with how many were in there. But like I said, you know, I started, this is my second time. So you don't really want to do too much. You just want to pop the bubbles. And I can see them popping. And I'm going to try not to get in your view with my hand. And I'll think about it how I set the camera up next time, so that you don't have to, so I don't have to continue to be concerned about that. This is a really cheap creme brulee torch, so I kind of have problems with it. I wasn't sure how long I would be needing this tool, but I use it more than I expected. This could be really cool when it's done. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. It's supposed to, this particular resin said it's supposed to pretty much pop its own bubbles, but I did not use my foam brush. I used the spatula more than anything, so that seemed to work pretty good. So now I need to clean this up, and when I will come back and show you the final result when it's cured. I forgot to bring you in for a close-up, so I thought that I would show you kind of what things look like up close. So I don't see it in the camera, you can't really see if there's bubbles or not, but they seem to be kind of leveling out. And I do see a little bit of the imperfections in the wood trim right there, but we'll see how that comes out. I mean, I could always put another coat of this on if I want. Overall, I think it's pretty. And look at that gloss at this point. In a few minutes, I'm going to come back through and maybe scrape the bottom. I don't know if you can see those bubbles, those little drips, as it starts to cure a little more, or harden, I mean. This is one of my favorite parts. When I poured that bird head popped up. I don't even know how. I didn't see it until I was completely finished and I was taking pictures of it. But I thought that was kind of cool. Something else I forgot to mention is I did clean it with a makeup remover wipe and some Windex, so about a week ago, so that I could be sure any silicone I had on there, oil, you know, silicone oil or anything, was out of the painting first. So I will come back and show you when it's hardened, so that you can see the finished product, because I always like to see the end. And so I'll be back. Hi everybody, I'm back. I wanted to show you the finished product of the table. I am really pleased with how it came out. I'm really excited. I reassembled it. It's been 72 hours since I did the resin on it. So it's needed 12 to 24 or 24 to 48 hours. And I put it together probably after a day because it was hard. And then I'm just really excited about it. It came out really well. There was a couple of spots that I left for the day after I resined it, so there's a couple of air bubbles that didn't pop on their own in a couple of spots that, and I probably could sand it down, and I just haven't. I'm just too excited. So here's the rime of the bird head. See, there's that bubble right there. But most people aren't going to see that. And other than that, it's got a really glassy, smooth finish. So I am just really thrilled about this. Again, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and maybe leave me a comment and tell me what other things you'd like to see me do, what colors you'd like to see me use. I think that would be fun. Have a great day.